I have 900 seconds to do an overview of mobile health. That is hilariously insufficient because mHealth is huge. So I will be giving a complete overview, or I'll try to give a complete overview, and I'll give you some trends. Due to the time restrictions, I will take some very short turns, so hold on tight, and here we go. 5 global healthcare challenges. First, increase of aging population, increase of chronic diseases. And secondly, we have a shortage of financial funds to cope with this increase. Thirdly, we have a shortage of medically skilled. And fourth challenge is the changed patient expectancy of healthcare. And that goes from the 1.0 to the 2.0 situation, where the 1.0 is a ex cathedra situation, and the 2.0 is a situation where there's a conversation between the parties involved. Okay, first challenge. We have the monitoring of the aging and the chronic. We can do that with almost, I'm going very fast here, the same system. We have all kinds of monitors and sensors. We have a hub, and we have an interpretation in the form of an electronic health record, or an intervention, an alarm, or something like that. The chronically diseases. We can monitor those very well. And what do we monitor? We monitor heart rate, we monitor pulse, temperature, oxygen, glucose, and other parameters. The monitors themselves, the sensors, they are getting smaller and smaller. Like when we see this example of 2 mass. And other examples, and you see that in the next slides also. I put other examples and companies and interesting products on the right-hand side for you for later reference. Second group, the increasing aging population. 98% of the aging population does not want to go to a care home. So we have to monitor them at home. Again, the same system comes back. We have all kinds of sensors and monitors. We have some kind of hub and an interpretation. Here it is an interpretation. It's mostly an intervention or an alarm. In the scheme of monitor, hub, and interpretation, the mobile phone is the preferred hub. Why? Because it's always on, it's always aware, it's always near, and it's almost always connected. Cost saving, the second healthcare challenge. Cost savings are estimated to be 64 billion euros in the period 2010-2015 in Europe. And there are a lot of fine examples of cost savings with fairly low-tech mobile health techniques. And I picked one, and it's a missed appointment, so the no-shows. You make an appointment with your doctor and you don't show up. That cost the NHS, that's the National Health Service in the UK, it cost them 645 million euros. By a simple SMS, it can cut that cost. It can cut missed appointments by 27%, and that is about 10 euros saved per inhabitant. If you would multiply that by the population of the Netherlands, that would come to a grand total of 176 million euros saved, only by a low-tech technique like SMS. Other great cost savers are text message reminder schemes like stop smoking, weight control, also medical adherence programs. They are very successful, and they are proven to be very successful. Also, we can save costs by improving the efficiency on the work floor. And that takes me to the third healthcare challenge, and that is the shortage of the medically skilled. Main player here is the leveraging of the electronic health record with the use of mHealth, where you can bring the medical data in real time to the bed, to the patient. Other areas where costs can be cut are workflow improvement, communication improvement, asset tracking. There are other possibilities where you can save costs considerably in a healthcare setting. Remote presence is also another fine example. I could elaborate here on the improvement of clinical decisions or the creation of a healthier workforce, but we don't have time for that because the all-new patient, he is waiting, and the all-new patient, he is a very busy man. He is engaged in fitness and wellness. He is engaged in communities. He wants convenience. He wants a peace of mind. He's very engaged, and he wants quality, and he wants instant satisfaction. Better access to health info and medical history will give the patient a holistic understanding of his or her health. Buzzwords here are empowerment and empowered patient. So we will measure our health data like Mark did, and we will look at it on our cell phones, and we'll transmit it to the electronic health record or to our peers. We want that interaction, and also the interaction with our caregivers. The fifth challenge I forgot in the beginning. It's a very boring challenge, rules and regulation. Luckily, there are a lot of apps that can cope with the automation of rules. So I won't bother you a lot with that. It's very boring, rules and regulations. There will be more politicians, so there will be more rules and regulations. One side note here, and that is that when you are implementing or talking about mHealth in a clinical situation, the first thing people will ask you is the legal stuff. So what if something goes wrong? That's very important. Second side note is that medical stakeholders and lobbyists probably want to maintain a status quo. So they will try to postpone mHealth or bury it with legal challenges. Whew, that was the overview. Now the trends, and I'm still on time, luckily. First trend, the evolution of SIM cards. We will see SIM cards ending up in all kinds of medical end user devices like this weighing scale. I think we also will see dual SIM cards. So where you have one channel for voice and data, and another secure channel for secure medical data. And maybe we see some storage of medical data on SIM cards. And that will create great opportunities for mobile operators. Mobile operators, so opportunities where they can differentiate themselves from other operators. So 90% of people would upgrade their existing wireless plan to participate in mHealth, and 11% said they would consider switching wireless provider to receive mobile healthcare services. Now, these companies here on the right, they all have some kind of health service already. So, and that will help them in distinguishing them from other companies. And maybe those companies will also develop some kind of extension or add-on to the phone that will help in connecting the mobile phone to other medical devices. And very important is that I have a zebra here, and that's an excellent transition to the next one. Medical mHealth, a successful export product of developing countries. That's a battle that we are losing at the moment. We have mHealth applications that are developed in very rough weather conditions that have the users are very illiterate. We have not a lot of medically skilled people involved there, and we have extreme conditions like no bandwidth, no coverage, no power. So in those countries, you also don't have legal barriers, or less legal barriers, and certainly less lobbyists. So you get this super solid application that is that's also low tech and low price. So we cannot win that. We have systems that are very solid and are tested in those extreme conditions. Those companies there on the right, because the mobile evolution in developing countries, the number of subscribers there is rising very fast, and the amount of 3G subscribers globally only represents a very small percentage of global users. I think you should invest heavily in the companies mentioned there. Or make donations, also very good. And I guarantee you will receive your efforts back, or as a taxpayer, or as a future patient, because of the techniques used. Next, fitness and wellness apps and devices will overtake medical devices. So we see the end user medical devices getting cheaper, smaller, and more sophisticated. We see all kinds of companies like the Garmin, Nike, Mayo that are already monitoring vital signs. We see, because they are monitoring the vital signs, the line is blurring. Who's doing what? And can health care IT, can that development cope with the development in traditional healthcare is going. It has to cope with high standards. It has to produce high quality, strict privacy. It has very slow adoption rules. So it goes very, very slow. And can that cope with very popular, low-cost mHealth development? I put the Adidas My Coach a little bit apart, because that's a monitor that also gives feedback while working out. So harder, faster, slower. No, that's another app. This app does red zone. You are in the blue zone, and as such. If you stretch that evolution of devices, you will get mHealth shakes. So we throw in, except for the device and the self-care and the coaching, we also throw in the community part, where you can interact with your peers. Next trend, the body as ultimate point of care. We will be moving from a hospital gateway to a home gateway to a body gateway. And so first movement from the hospital to the home. You have the Tunstall example, you have the Vena Hub. They connect with different medical devices in your home and send it somewhere. You have the Zixel, that's a broadband router with extended functionality. It can interact with Zigbee, it can interact with Bluetooth medical devices. And I I'm waiting for Xbox and Wii to do the same thing. Second movement, from the home to your body. You have very, very fine evolutions there. You have the wearable sensors. You have ingestible sensors. You have the Shimmer platform that has an electrocardiogram, a GPS. It has heart rate monitoring. It has tilt accelerometer. It has all kinds of devices just in one. And see these small needles? Those can be coated with medicine and can act as a painless drug delivery system, and maybe as a mobile drug delivery system. Interoperability and ubiquity paved the way for white label aggregators. What a difficult word. You have very fast development cycles, and you have an industry going at a ludicrous speed. You have all kinds of signals coming from all kinds of devices, from all kinds of systems, from all kinds of devices. And there's a giant amount of data that has no interconnection. So we have to find a way to put it in an EHR, and the Continua Health Alliance is doing a great job in creating standards, but I think it is an illusion that someday we will all be using the same technique or same language. I don't think so. I think it's better to concentrate on some kind of aggregator that aggregates all that incompatible data together to translate it in a proper form so the EHR can read it. Why am I telling you this? Firstly, I'm a taxpayer. I want healthcare to be affordable for everyone. Secondly, I'm an employer. I want my staff to work with the proper tools. I want them to get more satisfaction. And maybe mHealth can even make the profession more sexy because they have great tools. I'm also a caregiver, and I want to get rid of all the dumb work. I want to delegate more stuff. I want to get rid of that, and mHealth can do that. As a future patient, I want the diagnostics. I want my treatment. I want that I can interact for my treatment with my physician. I think that's very important. I don't want to sound all too altruistic, because as an entrepreneur and an investor or developer, there are lots of opportunities in mHealth which can create multiple win-win situations. So I have some examples here. So wearable wireless sensor industry is dominated by fitness and wellness industry, and the market will swell up to 400 million units by 2014. And here the last one, the number of telehealth subscribers worldwide will increase to 55.5 million by 2016. That's a growth rate of 72%. But you are not surprised, because I already told you that mHealth is huge. And that's it. Thank you.
If Yuri, can you take the mic and maybe one question from the audience? Let me see. Anybody? No questions? Maybe you have one. Maybe you have one question.
I have no question.
No questions? Okay, and we'll continue. Oh, there's one.
Of the points you made, what's the biggest barrier to making it even huger?
The biggest
Is it legislation?
Legislation and speed. I don't know which one to choose. The current stakeholders, and that's legal stuff, and secondly, the speed of the development.
Anybody else?
Pardon?
Your background, what is your...
I am the owner of a care home, and I have a platform for care home owners. And I have a large soft spot for mobile health and IT and everything computer and mobile related.
Thank you, Bart. Thank you for this overview.